I know what you're thinking. The mowing and the growing is done. It's time to put this baby in for the winter. Let me show you how we're going to winterize this. We have 5 basic steps that we want to look at before we put her away and set her up so it'll be smooth in the spring. We want to start obviously with the gas will be first. We want to look at the filters, the air filter, and then we want to do the oil. Keep the oil going. We want to check the spark plugs, and then we want to do the cleaning and clean it up. 5 basic steps that apply to every small engine, no matter the size, the type, or the engine. These 5 things apply to all small engines. Let's go do it. It's really simple. Let's have some fun. Come on. All right. First order, and probably the most important, is the gas. There are some people out there that feel that you should just run the gas dry. That is one way to do it. It will stop it from gumming up, but if you're going to keep any kind of gas in it, what you want to do is you want to fill the tank up. The problem with today's gas is today's gas only lasts for maybe 30 to 60 days, then it starts to go rough. I mean, it'll still work, but then it starts to gum up. You don't want to just leave it by itself. You want to get some stabilizer. So you got some gas stabilizer. They got these cool little mechanisms that you pour. It says for 2.5 gallons, which my tank is, I need 1 ounce of this. So I need to get 1 ounce. You flip it upside down, keep pressing it. Got it in there. Okay, that's the stabilizer. We're going to let that run for 10 to 15 minutes so the gas will get into the carburetor. Without the stabilizer, the gas will just gum up the carburetor and you'll have a heck of a time starting it next spring. So let's do that. Let's run it for 10 to 15 minutes before we do that. The air filter. We want to take off the air filter, look and see what we have. We have what is known as a paper filter. So what we want to do is we can knock this off. Look at the dust and the crap. That's saving all that stuff out of your carburetor. It is suggested if you have a paper filter, you should probably just change it out. If you have one of those foam filters, you can easily wash it out with warm water, let it dry. But on these paper filters, we should change it. I'm going to probably run to the store and change this one out. But you can knock it and see all the crap, and that'll save all the crap from getting to your carburetor. So I'm going to do this in the spring, but let's make a mental note. Need the air filter. Step 3, check your oil. Look at your oil. Check it out. My oil looks good. It looks clean and it's the right amount, so I'm going to leave it go. Now, some people might want to change the oil now. I will wait till the spring, change it in the spring when I do everything else. But I know it's full and it's good for the winter, so we're all set with the oil. Let's go look at the spark plugs. Okay, the spark plug. Now you got 2 spark plugs. It's a 2-cylinder, 2-stroke engine, so you have 2 sides. You got the one side, you pop the rubber thing off, get your spark plug remover, and now you want to look at your spark plug and you want to see. Now I see this one it's not corroded, it's not bad, but what we're going to do is we're going to take some real fine sandpaper and just clean it up so it'll have a nice spark. Now, you may want to change this. It's really your decision. I will probably change it in the spring. Right now, I'm just going to clean it up so it looks good, and I think we're going to be all set with this. It actually looks good and clean. Now, I don't know how in-depth you want to get, but in your cylinder, if it's sitting all winter, you could get condensation, which could cause corrosion in your cylinder. If you want to take something like some WD-40, slightly, just spray some in there. It will help coat the cylinder, help keep it. I don't know how intense you want to get, but let's put the spark plug back, and we know the spark plug is clean and ready to go. Back on, and don't forget to do the other side. Also on the spark plug, if you want to check the gap, you can also get a tool and check the gap. check your manual, see the gap in the spark plug, and you can always check it and make sure it's clean. The second to the last thing is you want to do your general cleanup before you put it away. You want to look over, you want to wipe it down. What you want to do is you also want to give it a physical inspection. Look for rust spots. You got rust spots, clean them off with a wire brush, maybe put some primer on there. This will keep it going for a long time, but you want to generally clean it up. Open it up, clean this out. If you have a blower, it's a great thing to have a blower. Take the hose it down, wipe it down so it is clean and nice. And you will be ready. Now, you need to put it in the resting spot. And then the very last thing we have to do is we have to take the battery out. You do not want your battery in it over winter. Freezing of a battery will deplete it terribly and just take the life out of it. So what we want to do, is if you're going to store it in a shed or a garage, is take the battery out and put it someplace warm. Simply, we're going to just disconnect the batteries, both sides. Now, I'm not going to do it right now because I have to put it away, and I want to take it out when it's in my final resting place. Otherwise, I got to push it. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to basically disconnect it. Disconnect negative first. Boom. Take it out. Keep the things. I will take a wire brush the terminals, wire brush the connectors. Make sure the screws are still good. They're still clean. These still are clean and good. So we're going to do that. We're just going to pop it out, leave it, and store it. Well, there you have it. I showed you several suggestions that you can do. Hey, now remember, some of these you can do in the fall when you put it away, and some you can wait to spring. Your choice. One of the things we didn't talk about was the blade. I will do that in the spring when we open it up and bring it out, and I will look for the sharpness of the blade. And remember, if you sharpen it, it's got to be balanced. Put it on a nail, balance the thing when you sharpen it. If you take care of these machines, they will take care of you. They will make the work easier. Hey, I hope you learned something here. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Deininger, just another backyard project.